Hello everyone, I'm Ina Man. Welcome to Higher Ground. More than 120,000 British Columbians are directly employed by the resource sector. But if you ask people that live in urban centers, it's likely they would know very little about it. There is a disconnect between urbanites and the resource sector, and it's putting people's jobs at risk. People like Mark Gordienko and Rob Ashton from the International Longshoremen and Warehouse Union. The ILWU represents over 6,000 rank-and-file workers in BC, and both Rob and Mark believe an assault on the resource sector is threatening good-paying union jobs.
I'm here today with Mark Gordienko and Rob Ashton. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
We are officers. I'm the president. Rob is the vice president of the Longshoremen's Union, the International Longshore and Warehouse Union.
And Rob, tell us a little bit about what your workers do.
So we have a wide variety of workers. Not only do we represent the workers in the Port of Vancouver, New Westminster, Prince Rupert, Vancouver Island, and Stewart, BC, but we also have a recycling depot in Maple Ridge. We have the office staff in Nanaimo Port Authority, Port Alberni Port Authority, as well as Port Metro Vancouver.
And you know, our plan originally today was to be out looking over the Burrard Inlet, but it's a rainy day in Vancouver. So tell us a little bit about this room we're in and that fabulous mural up there.
So we're in the auditorium of the Maritime Labour Centre in East Vancouver, and we got the mural there and it was moved here 30 years ago. But the mural takes in all of the resource industries in BC. It's exactly what we're talking about. You've got the port that ships out all the products. You've got logs there, the forest industry, and I believe that over there on the left side, that's trail. That's a smelter and trail, and it shows mining. So it's a pretty good picture of all the resource industries in Canada, in Western Canada, being shipped out through the Port of Vancouver.
Give us a bit of an understanding of the magnitude of the amount of product and things that the resource industry is producing for residents that comes through the ports.
So for us, we handle exports as well as imports. Now there's a lot of finished products that come in as imports, but a lot of it went out of Canada originally as exports. The forest products that we ship, the coal, the other minerals that we ship, some of the liquids that are shipped out through the port, all goes to Asia, and not all goes to Asia, a pretty good portion of it goes to Asia and comes back as finished goods.
Rob, tell us a little bit about how much the resource industry affects our lives.
So if you start from the time that it comes out of the ground or it gets cut down, it creates communities in the interior or up north, coastal. Our communities have been built on this stuff. And then it ties into the flow to the waterfront. So the railways have to come through communities. Our people, the longshoremen, we're a part of the community. So when we work at Neptune Bulk Terminals, West Shore Terminals, Kinder Morgan, Vancouver Wharves, we produce family supporting wages. And those wages in turn allow us to invest more money into our communities, and our tax base increases. We wouldn't be doing this if it didn't help our communities.
Rob talked about the resource communities in BC, but Vancouver is the port of Western Canada. Mm-hmm. We're the port of Saskatchewan. We're the port of Alberta. We're the port of Manitoba, because all their products come out through this port. We've been working with a bunch of other unions in getting the message out about coal. There's so many incorrect stories going around about the shipping of coal. And with the other unions that work in the mines, that build the coal mines and that ship the coal, we've been out doing a lot of work and talking to a lot of people about that.
I think, you know, one of the things that we're seeing in our province, I mean, I grew up in Kamloops, which is a resource town, and I was the daughter of an IWA worker. And sometimes when I hear the conversation about the resource sector, it really saddens me, because it's an assault on you know, not recognizing that our collective wealth has come from having good jobs and the resource sector. How does it make you feel?
Well, it's a kick in the pants, to be honest with you. Our people are proud of the work they did. I know the other unions that are involved in this, their workers are proud, their families are proud. When you have people that come up and say to you, sometimes to your face, that the work that you do is killing kids, it's heart-wrenching. You know, I've got 2 little girls, and I love them. And if this was honestly killing kids and killing families along the railroads, you know, as a union and as a worker and as a father, I'd be doing something to fix that. We don't see that. We don't feel that it's the truth. And so we feel as a union and representative as the whole that we have to give the facts to people so that they can make an informed choice of what's good and what's bad for the province.
There's a thing that I say quite often when I'm talking about or answering questions about some of the environmentalists. We've got members that have worked in coal up to their knees for 30 years, and we have environmentalists out there saying that incidental coal dust coming from an extra train a day is going to kill children in elementary schools 5 kilometers away. We have no record of health problems from working in coal, and we've got people that have worked there for over 30 years.
I know it happens to me, and it's happened to Mark, where we said, no, we support our natural resource industry. We support export, we support import. And the amount of people that have jumped down your throat, but they're jumping down your throat with, I'm not going to say uneducated opinions, but maybe uninformed. And then if they're willing to have that open and honest debate, then we're willing to have that.
To me, there does seem to be a disconnect. I was at a conference and an economist got up and he talked about 2 visions in BC. He talked about the Prince George vision and the Vancouver vision. And the Prince George vision considers resource industries, and a lot of people in Vancouver have forgotten that those communities are out there that depend on resources. But the other thing that people forget is there's an awful lot of jobs in Vancouver that depend on those resource industries, because all the accountants, all the lawyers, all the main offices for all these corporations that work in resources are in Vancouver. There's a lot of jobs right in Vancouver, in this whole area, besides just our jobs and the railways that depend on resources.
And that's it for Higher Ground this week. Make sure to visit our website at resourceworks.com, sign up for our e-newsletter, and don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. For ResourceWorks, I'm Mina Man. Thanks for watching.